Okay, so today we will be talking on needs analysis in syllabus designing. Okay. Syllabus designing is an important aspect regarding effective teaching and effective delivery of academic accomplishment. In this regard, we have to analyze the needs. Naturally, subject thing will be taught to students of varied age, various groups, from various nationalities, and from various requirements. So in order to understand the requirements of several group of learners, it is very important to analyze the needs of the learner before designing a syllabus. So,
এখানে ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে
hello.
আপনার
Okay. So, needs analysis refers to a family of procedures for gathering information about learners and about communication tasks for use in syllabus design. So if you want to define the definition of needs analysis, so we can set this in such a way that needs analysis can be called or refers to a family of procedures uh, for gathering information about learners and about communication tasks for use in syllabus design. So before going into the designing of a syllabus, we have to understand the procedures and the how to gather the information and how with the information can be analyzed and applied in case of designing the syllabus. The following sets of data extracted and adapted from MAN B show the sort of information which can be collected through needs analysis. So what sort of data we will collect in case of syllabus design? Okay. So here there is a list of, and this information that are collected from uh, David Noran's book. Participant, 35-year-old, Spanish speaking male, present command of English very elementary command of German. That means this participant is a Spanish speaking and he knows a little bit German language apart from his mother language, Spanish. And purposive domain, occupational, to facilitate the duties as a head waiter and relief receptionist. Head waiter and receptionist. That means this person wants to know English or learn English to have benefits in his occupation. So his requirements for learning English is to help himself for his occupation. And what is his occupation? He is a waiter in a hotel and a relief receptionist. Relief receptionist, what does it mean? Relief receptionist provides a relief role to a full-time receptionist as a first point of contact, greets clients and guests in a hotel. So if it might be a hotel where যেখানে ফুল টাইম একজন রিসেপশনিস্ট আছে, ফুল টাইম রিসেপশনিস্ট কোনো সময় যদি একটু কোনো কাজে অন্য কোনো কাজে ব্যস্ত থাকেন বা রিলিফ নেন, ওই সময়ে কোনো একজন যদি তাকে সাহায্য করে তাকে আমরা বলছি হচ্ছে রিলিফ receptionist. So this Spanish person wants to know English to support him for learning this kind of uh, uh, English. Setting, a restaurant and reception area in a Spanish tourist hotel. In a Spanish tourist hotel. Non-intellectual, semi-aesthetic, public, social, psychosocial setting. So it will be semi-aesthetic, public, social setting. So the setting where the learning will be applied, that is, it is a hotel, a tourist area. So many people from home and abroad, they will come here to have resident facilities in this hotel. So that is the public domain, and there he has to perform his duties. Interaction principally with customers, hotel residents, and reservation seekers. So customers and the person from home and abroad, they will come there, they will go there and try to seek a reservation in that hotel. So he has to communicate with the clients how and in which way he or she wants to pay uh, hotel fees or residence price or everything else. So he have to communicate this way. Instrumentality is spoken and written, production and receptive language, face-to-face and telephone encounter. So people not only will try face-to-face for face-to-face reservation, many people will make a phone call to have reservation in their hotel. And for this reason, this person wants to gain the capability how to talk or how to have telephone conversation regarding the hotel facilities and others. Dialect, understand and produce standard English. So the person, the Spanish person, they will come for the reservation of the hotel. So they will be speaking. The Spanish person যারা এই হোটেলে সিট রিজার্ভ নিতে আসবে, করতে আসবে বা থাকতে আসবে, তারা তো আর সবাই শিক্ষিত না, বিভিন্ন ধরনের মানুষ আসবে। সো তারা স্পেনের চলিত ভাষায় কথা বলবে। সো দ্য পার্সন, যে যার ব্যক্তিটি নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলছি, সার্ভে করছি, সেই ব্যক্তির তাকে কি অ্যাবিলিটি অর্জন করতে হবে, স্প্যানিশ যে ডায়ালেক্ট ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ সেটা শেখার, বোঝার অ্যাবিলিটি অর্জন করতে হবে। সো understand and produce standard English. And understand received pronunciation and general American English. He has to understand. Communicative events, head waiter attending to customers in a restaurant, a receptionist dealing with residents or customers. Residents, that means the person যারা অলরেডি সেই হোটেলে অবস্থান করছে তাদেরকে বলা হচ্ছে রেসিডেন্ট, আর যারা হোটেলে থাকার জন্য আসবে তাদেরকে বলা হচ্ছে কাস্টমার। সো dealing with the residents and the customers inquiries, reservations, answering correspondence on room reservations and etc. So that would be the communicative event. And communication key, official to member of the public and the server to customers. So he should be formal and courteous. So that is the information, the needs. We have got the requirements of the students A. Okay, so he is a Spanish speaking person. He want to know English and he knows a little bit German. So he want to work in a hotel and receptionist as a receptionist. And for this reason, he needs the English and what type of communication, the requirements will be here. Okay. In case of participants, so if you analyze this, that this person wants to know a conversation in English and standard pronunciation, and also written English. Written English, that means why written English will be necessary? Because he has to fill up the forms. Whenever the person will come to reserve a hotel room, he has to fill up the form. And for this reason, he has to gain the ability to fill up the form. So that would be the requirements he has to know. Students B, that is the participant, 20-year-old Venezuelan male, elementary command of target language, no other languages. So this Venezuelan male, he knows little bit, that means elementary knowledge of English language, but he doesn't know other language except his native language. Purposive domain, educational, to study agriculture and cattle breeding. Okay. So this person wants to study in agriculture and he wants to know how to produce crops and other things and relating the cattle breeding. So animal and husbandry, he wants to study in the English-speaking country. This is his purposive goal. Settings, educational institution in Venezuela, intellectuals or quasi-professional and psychosocial settings. So he has to study in an institution. So institutional norms he has to understand. So that is the setting. And also he has to work in a farm or a project in a farm. And for this reason, he has to work in the social setting of Venezuela. So this is interaction principally with teachers and other students. So he has to interact. He shouldn't have the other tourists or others. So this is his requirements. Instrumentality is spoken and written, receptive and productive. So he has to understand the thing spoken by the instructor or the teachers and the fellow students. And then he has to produce English language. He has to produce written English. So he has to produce spoken and written English in order to communicate with the students and also the teachers and the instructors. That means he should receive the English pronunciation or the English speaking, and also he has to produce English, spoken English and written English. So that is his requirements or instrumentality. Dialect, understand and produce a standard English dialect, understand general American and RP accent, communicative events, studying reference materials in English, reading current literature, taking English lessons to develop the ability to understand agricultural science material. So communication key, learner to instructor. So he has to understand this one. Okay. So how useful do you think this data might be for syllabus design? Okay. Which information might be most useful in syllabus designing and how might it be used? So do the participants have anything common? Okay. The common thing is that they want to learn English, and they are both male. Okay, they want to know speaking English or communicative criteria. They want to know. So these are the similarities. Okay. And if these students were studying at the same language center, would it be possible for them to share a part for a language program? What do you think? You think that yes, in case of the hotel receptionist, he wants to be fluent in speaking capability. But in case of the second student, he wants to study in agriculture. So he has to gain the ability of spoken and written English. So the syllabus of these two students will not be same. Though there are some similarities, there are some dissimilarities. Observing the dissimilarities, we have to, the syllabus, especially the teachers and the instructor or the syllabus designer, they have to understand the requirement of a specific item. So the answer will be that the syllabus of these two students will not be same. Okay, they would be different. And that can be understood by observing the needs or analyzing the needs of these two students. Okay, so the second information, the survey is 26, time in the target country, 18 months, nationality, Vietnamese, education, completed primary education, occupation, dressmaker, proficiency, elementary communication needs, basic oral communication skill for filing, timetables, reading signs, and short public notices. So this is one participant. L1 resources, family and home tutor. So he has learned his first language for his family, and by the home tutors, learning goals, communicative with parents of children's friends. So it is communication goals. Preferred learning activities, traditional teacher-directed classroom instruction he has learned. Availability 2 to 3 days in a week. Um, Mornings only. Motivation brought in by family. Pace average adapted by. So this is another student. Okay. So if we see that here we see another student. He wants to learn English language and he is Vietnamese. He had primary education he wants to stay in the target language country for 18 months, and at that time he will be working for the dressmaker. And for this reason, what is his requirements? His requirements are basic oral communication. That means the person who will be coming to have their dress made at the shop or dress making shop. There, he has to communicate with the parents and also the students' dress and also the students' friends also. Okay. So whenever the parents will come to have dress of their children, they will come up with their children's friend. So this person, the dress maker, has to gain the ability to communicate with the parents, children, and so the children's friends. So that is his basic requirement. Uh, that is uh, that is the thing in what ways does the information provided here differ from that provided in the Manvi data? So of course, there is a difference. And what do you think might be more useful? Why? Okay. So especially there is a useful tool over there. In the previous Manvi data, we have seen that they were adult and they will be communicating with instructor and the public. But here in the third data that we have seen that here this person, the dressmaker, he has to communicate with the children and the children's friends. That is his that is his uh, that is his differences. Okay, and for this reason, we have to design the syllabus according to the requirements of the third persons. Okay, here. Here are some additional data extracted from the same source. Age 62. Oh my gosh. Okay, here you have seen 26 and the reverse number 62. This person's age is 62 years old. Time in the target language country, 12 years. Nationality Russian, education completed primary education, occupation home duties and proficiency beginner, communicative needs, basic oral communication skill, wants to understand radio and TV, wants to learn vocabulary and grammar, has difficulty with Roman script. Look, so many things. This person is 62 years old. He wants to stay in an English country for 12 years. He wants to work as a home duties. Home duties, that means the cleaner, the home supplier, the delivery man, or so many duties he will do. So as he will also stay in that country for 12 years, he has to pass his leisure time. As this leisure time, he wants to understand the radio and television programs. Okay, and for this region, he wants to understand the literature of the target language country. Okay, so especially the Roman script, A, B, C, D, that is the Roman script. This Roman script, you can understand the Roman script. Okay, so this is the fourth person. L1 resources, grammar books, magazine. You want to understand. Learning goals, want to mix with the native speakers. In previous three cases, we have seen that they are mixing. Their staying period will be limited. They want to stay for 18 months, but this person want to stay 12 years, and for this reason, he has to communicate with all sorts of people. And he is the aged person, 62 years old. Okay, and observing and preparing the syllabus of this kind of person, that means adult person, the aged person, you have to design the syllabus and how you will understand what type of syllabus will be helpful for this 62 years old person, observing their needs and analysis. Okay, so you have to understand. In what ways is this second learner similar to or different from the first learner? Okay, of course, by age and by their requirements, the first learners want to stay for a small period of time. Here, this learner want to stay for a longer period of time. Okay, so we have to think this thing in this way. Which data do you think a syllabus designer with the process of orientation might focus on? Okay. And what edition?
Underwater.
Hello, someone's microphone is unmuted.
Younger brother. That brother has a ball having আচ্ছা একটা বল ছিল তার ভাইয়ের কাছে যেটা ওজন ছিল 200 গ্রাম আর এটার ঘনত্ব ছিল 250 সেন্টিমিটার কিউব with his hand. Suddenly the ball falls into the water. The depth and density of the water is 0.3 meter.
Nusrat Nabila, your microphone got unmuted, okay? Okay, so okay, so these are the ways we can gather information from the learners and we can design our syllabus. Okay, and what additional data might such a person require? Into a distinction was drawn between objective and subjective information. Objective and subjective information. Subjective information reflects the persons or perceptions and priorities of the learner on what should be taught and how it should be taught. Such information often reveals learning style preference by the learner. That is the subjective data. That means the age, their preference, how many times they want to stay. That is the subjective data. And objective data, that is objective data is the facts. That is information that is based on the facts, evidence, or the external reality. It is not influenced by the personal beliefs or opinions. It is variable and independent of individual perspectives. It emphasizes neutrality and impartiality. Okay, so objective data will be like that. Objective data, that is they want speaking fluency. That is objective. So this is for all. They want to enhance their writing capabilities. That is the objective data. And subjective information, that is their age. They want to work in a hotel. They want to work in a dressmaker. Okay, so their professions, relating their profession will be their subjective data, but objective data, they want to influence they want to improve their speaking capability. That is the subjectives. The setting, that means the institution can be the that would be the objective data. Okay, so this is it emphasizes neutrality. So in a major study, learning style preferences among adults, in a major study, learning style preference among adult second language learners, Wheeling, 1988, asked 570 learners to rate a series of statements according to how accurately they reflected the learner's own attitude and preferences. And interpreters were used where necessary. Learners were asked to respond according to the following key. Number 1, representing no. Number 2, little. Number 3, good. Number 4, best. The statements to which they were asked to respond are as follows. The statements are ranked from 1 most to 30. That is the least popular. Okay, that is called questionnaire. Okay, previously we have got the information about 4 students or the 4 learners, and we have got the information after getting interviews. But we can also collect information to for the need analysis of designing a syllabus by a questionnaire. Here, this questionnaire was set by Wheeling, and he got this questionnaire filled up by 517 learners. Okay, and that is his questionnaire. That is, I like to practice the sound and pronunciation. So if 1 represent for no, 2 represent for a little, 3 represent for good, and 4 represent for best. Okay, that means if a students want to learn the pronunciation the best way, then he will be putting tick mark in the 4. Okay, and if any students want to learn the pronunciation less or not a little, he will be putting tick mark in 2. In such a way, every learners will collect the information of their requirements for filling up this form that is called the questionnaire, survey with a questionnaire. I like the teacher to tell me all my mistakes. In class, I like to learn by conversations. I like the teacher to explain everything to us. I like to learn many new words. I like to learn by talking to friends in English. I like to learn by watching and listening to native speakers. I like to learn English words by learning them. I like to learn English words by seeing them. That means here someone wants to like what's hearing them. তার মানে ইংলিশ ওয়ার্ড উনি টিভি নিউজ বা অন্য কিছু শুনে শিখতে হয়। সো এই এই যে স্টুডেন্ট 8 নম্বর প্রশ্নে 4 নাম্বার ক্লিক করবে তার ক্ষেত্রে এখানে কি করতে হবে যে তার জন্য লিসেনিং পার্টটাকে ইমপ্রুভ করতে হবে। ওকে, আর আই টু লার্ন ইংলিশ ওয়ার্ড বাই সিইং দেম। ওকে, তার মানে এখানে মুভি কোনো কিছু ইনক্লুড করতে হবে সিলেবাসে। I like the teacher to help me talk about my interest. I like to learn. That means this student wants to like conversation. I like to learn English in a small group. That means group study will be there. I like to learn English words by doing something. I like to study grammar at home. I like to learn watching TV in English. I like to have my own textbook. Okay. I like to learn by using English in shops and trains. That means the public domain. He want to have some conversation in the public domain. I like the teacher to give us problem to work on. That means homework he wants to have. I like to go out with class and practice English. At home, I like to learn by studying English books. In English class, I like to learn by reading. I want to write everything in my notebook. In class, I like to listen to and use cassettes. I like the teachers to let me find my mistakes. At home, I like to learn by reading newspapers, etc. And in class, I like to learn by pictures, films, and video. I like to learn English with the whole class. At home, I like to learn by using cassettes. I like to learn English by taking in peers, talking in peers. In class, I like to learn by games. I like to study English by myself. That means autonomous language learning. Okay, so the various requirements are there of the learners. So by these 30 questions, you can get the requirements. Okay, and in case if you get that more than 80% students, if they want to have conversation, then you have to put that in your syllabus. Okay, this is the way you can get the requirements or the needs of the learner they want to learn the target language. Okay, which list useful in developing a program for the learners who were surveyed. So this is a survey. What are some of the ways the most useful information might be used in the syllabus designing? Which of the statements are designed to obtain information about what they want to learn and how they want to learn? So two kinds of information. That is what kind of actually we know that syllabus is of two kinds: process oriented and product oriented. So if they want to learn the thing that is the grammar or something else, that means what they want to learn. If such kind of things you get after the survey, then you have to design a product oriented syllabus and how they want to learn. That means one question was that means I like to learn by using English in shops and train. So if it is that means you have to put conversational things and you have to think some dialogues with some activities, that task-based activities. Okay, so that means if you get many information regarding this, that you have to design a process-oriented syllabus. Okay, so in general, do these learners seem to favor one, a traditional or a communicative or eclectic or mixed approach to instruction? Okay, here we see that many students said that yes, I want all my mistakes should be corrected by my teachers. I want to write notebooks, follow notebooks. Okay. So various information will be there. And 30 question will be applying and relating to 30 or several methods. Okay. And for this reason, we can say that these questions, after getting the survey information or survey data, we can put it that it is not related to a traditional method, rather a communicative method, but it is a mixed method or an eclectic method you have to apply. And observing this, you have to uh, understand the syllabus in case of designing a syllabus. The learners who were surveyed strongly disliked games and peer work. What would you do if your syllabus were heavily biased towards the use of games and peer work, and you found yourself with students such as this? So after designing a syllabus, if you get the survey that the students do not like games and peer work, then you have to curtail this. Okay. And you have to curtail this for the effective participation of the learners you are teaching in the class. In what ways does the children distinction between objective and subjective needs analysis parallel and between product-oriented and process-oriented syllabus designing? So observing the needs and requirements, we can design the product and process oriented syllabus. So we can conclude in such a way that in educational criteria, success designing syllabus designing is a crucial activity. A syllabus serves a roadmap outlining the students and materials to be covered in a particular course. However, crafting an effective syllabus goes beyond simply listing topic. It requires a deep understanding of the student needs and how those needs can be met through the curriculum. This process known as needs analysis. The way we can understand and analyze the needs of the learners, that process can be called needs analysis in syllabus designing. So it's a fundamental aspect of syllabus designing. So needs analysis is a systematic approach that involves gathering information about the student's existing knowledge, skills, and learning goals. So needs analysis will have several steps. First steps, gathering information. You can gather information following several ways. By interviews. So if you have 12 students in your class, you can interview all the 12 students. You can fill up the data, and if before the interview you can compile some questionnaires, and then you can fill it up, and then you can do it by interview. You can also observe the student at the classroom. You can also gather the information. But you can also gather the information by survey questionnaire. So if you make a questionnaire, 7 questions will be there. They will put tick marks, and you will gather information. So gathering information is the first step of needs analysis for syllabus designing. And then about the existing knowledge, how much they have efficiency in the target language. You have to gather that information. And also the skill and what is their goal, why they want to learn English. If the students want to go abroad for education, then their learning goal will be different. If a student wants to be improved in a educational or in a professional level, that would be the goal would be different. So goal will be there. So this information can be collected through various methods such as questionnaire, interviews, and observations. The goal is to gain a comprehensive understanding of the student's strengths, weaknesses, and learning preferences. So the importance of needs analysis in syllabus designing cannot be overstated. By understanding the student needs, and educators can tailor the syllabus to address those needs effectively. This ensures that the curriculum is relevant, engaging, and challenging for all students. So the concept of needs analysis has its roots in the field of English for specific purposes. Okay. So why needs analysis started in the academic criteria, especially English for specific purposes. যে কারণে একজন ডাক্তার ইংরেজি শিখে, সেই কারণে একজন একাডেমিশিয়ান ইংরেজি শিখে না, সেই কারণে একজন ইঞ্জিনিয়ার ইংরেজি শিখে না, সেই কারণে একজন পাইলট ইংরেজি শিখে না। পাইলট যে কারণে ইংরেজি শিখবে, ইঞ্জিনিয়ার যে কারণে ইংরেজি শিখবে, নার্স যে কারণে ইংরেজি শিখবে, এবং ডক্টর যে কারণে ইংরেজি শিখবে, এই চারজন মানুষের ইংরেজি শেখার যে রিকোয়ারমেন্টস আলাদা, এদের গোল আলাদা। এবং এই জন্য একটা সিলেবাস, একটা মেথড ডিজাইন করা হয়, যেটাকে বলা হচ্ছে ইংলিশ ফর স্পেসিফিক পারপাসেস। এক ধরনের স্টুডেন্টদের এক এক ধরনের ইংলিশ শিক্ষার জন্য প্রয়োজনীয়তা আছে। এই ইংলিশ ফর স্পেসিফিক পারপাসেস যখন ডোমেইনটা অ্যাপ্রোচটা চালু হলো, at that time the needs analysis is started. That means what is their requirements, and so for this reason needs analysis for syllabus designing started its journey after getting the English for specific purposes language course or approaches was formed or developed, where it was recognized that the needs of the learners vary depending on their specific goal and context. For example, a student learning English for business purposes will have different need than a student learning English for academic purposes. So of course there will be a different, and the different will be goal. And observing the goals and the requirements, the syllabus will be designed. So the process of need analysis typically involves several steps. First, educators must identify the target audience, identify the students. That means who are your students, what are their ages, and what are their requirements identified. Then their specific learning goals, and you have to gather the information, and they need to gather information about the students existing knowledge and skills. This information can be used to determine the stating points for the course and to identify any areas where students may need additional support. And once the need analysis is complete, educators can begin designing the syllabus. This involves selecting appropriate materials, developing learning activities, and setting clear learning objectives. The syllabus should be designed to meet the specific needs of the students while also providing them with the opportunity to develop their language skill and knowledge. And the role of the teachers in need analysis is crucial. So teacher or the instructor will play the vital role in case of syllabus designing, and they are the ones who interact directly with the students and have the best understanding of their individual needs. And teacher can use their knowledge and experience to guide the needs analysis process to ensure that the syllabus is tailored to the specific needs for their students. Okay, so that is the need analysis. So need analysis is an important aspect in case of syllabus designing. And observing the needs analysis, we can make a good syllabus, and by designing a good syllabus, we can offer good and effective education to all kinds of learners. Okay, so thank you very much for attending the classes. Okay, and if you have questions, please make these questions. I am here to answer your questions.